Hey everybody, and welcome to Camella's. Tom Lydon with you, the latest edition of the Westwood Living Sports Show, brought to you by Nightingale Wealth Solutions. Great to have you watching us on Westwood Media Center, and of course streaming on YouTube. And of course, typically, I'm joined by my cohort and my partner, Morgan Donahue, but Morgan is on a business trip this week. So you would think I might do it solo, but I'm not going to do it solo. I am pleased to present to you our guest host for the night, somebody you probably know well, and you have heard his voice for almost 3.5 decades. Yes?
It's been a while. It's been a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Risha, the public address voice of the Westwood Wolverines and dear friend. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you, Tom. Good to be here. Good to fill in. As far as Morgan goes, as I've told him before, I'm older and wiser. So, no, I'm just kidding. But yes, a public address. Love doing that at the high school. Writing for Westward Magazine and Westwood Living Sports. Those are really fun hobbies. They're a passion. They're a labor of love. And I'm very happy to be here tonight.
Well, when we had it made clear that there was a little scheduling snafu and Morgan couldn't be here, we were racking our brains about who might be a suitable replacement, and it didn't take long for us to land on your name, so no pressure. But with you comes a great deal of stories and knowledge about this town. So you are a Westwood resident through and through. You did go to Westwood High School.
Very true. I call myself a townie, but as I've also told people, I lived in Needham for 3 years. Shh, don't tell anybody. And so I've been told, no, that makes you, it officially disqualifies you or something like that. But yeah, I have a wealth of stories over the years and decades from high school on up, and I've stayed involved with Westwood athletics all this time since high school, and I'm so happy that I did.
You know, I recall
think of nights like now.
The day that we met. It was at a softball game, and both of our daughters were on the same softball team, and you were the coach along with Tom Themistocles.
That's right.
And powerful team, the Funyuns.
They were the Funyuns, the third grade Funyuns.
Third grade Funyuns.
That's when we met 8 or 9 or 10 years ago, and we then coached together a couple of times as the girls got a little older. And remember the Sunday League, the Sunday mornings in the fall?
Oh, yes.
A couple of undefeated teams that I can recall. And boy, those were great years. And most of those girls played softball right through high school and now beyond.
So you obviously are the voice of football, where most people hear the dulcet tones of Jay Risha's voice. But you're also now a very well-established basketball voice as well. And you wrote a great column as we got into the winter season about how basketball really is your second mistress because you love it so much. And why is that?
I did. I heard a little bit of feedback about using that term, the second mistress, but I think it's well deserved because as much as I love doing football and I love calling the games, I like being the guy up in the booth to say touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. But basketball is a different animal, as you know, and from a public address standpoint, you get to be a little bit more part of the flow of the game. You can be louder. You say three-pointer. You say things louder to get the crowd pumped up. You're really part of the action, and you're trying to get the crowd to be that sixth man and help the home team. So I've really enjoyed that. I did a few games 25 years ago, got away from it, went back to it about 5 years ago. Now I'm in. I love it.
I'm fascinated by the dynamic of having gone to the school, suited up in the green and white yourself, part of a Super Bowl championship team, which you don't let anyone forget, as you shouldn't.
I've mentioned it a couple of times,
but
right?
But then you get to, settle in with your wife. You have 2 kids, and now you're literally right in the thick of just having seen your daughter graduate and go off to college and be part of a successful volleyball program. And now your son's coming up the ranks of what's promising to be a very, very solid football team in the next couple of years.
We can hope, right? We can hope that the work's going to pay off for those guys. It is. It's a bit of a trip for me to think a whole generation has gone by, and I was in that booth at age 18 and 19 calling guys' names that I had played with, and then a few years later it's guys like Morgan Donahue who are normally here, and then there were some years where I didn't really know anybody. It has come full circle, so now I'm one of the parents, and to have Alex going through now as a sophomore, and I can't wait till next fall to see if he's going to be out there with the varsity team. And to see it really come full circle makes me a very proud papa.
So one of the things I really enjoy that you do is obviously you're paying tribute to the kids during their senior night festivities, but a Jay Risha signature is that you take that moment before paying tribute to the kids and you pay tribute to the parents, which
Yes.
is a nice touch. And where does that come from?
Yes. I have to confess, I don't remember where it started. But at some point, somebody probably handed me a script, and at some point I modified it along the way and added a few touches. And now it has become something that I read off at any senior night that I do. It's not always the same one. They're really personalized and individual each year, but I do say, here's a blurb for the parents. I want to say something to you. Here to the seniors, I want to say something to you. And having that moment, it means a lot more now as a parent. I don't think I would have done that when I was 25 or 30. I didn't have the perspective I have now. So I love to do it, and now having done one for my own daughter, when Maddie went through for volleyball, and yeah, you can get choked up. Although I hide it pretty well when that happens.
You know, I did steal your move though, because in the fall of 2024, I said, hey, do you want me to do the senior night with Maddie so that you don't have to worry about being on the mic during that moment? You're like, nope. I've got it. And you actually did such a great job because it is a wireless microphone, and you were able to just walk right onto the court. And I was like, put that in my hat and remember that, because I was able to do that this year with Olivia, but it was just such a cool touch.
Yeah, we'd gone back and forth, and the Gem, my wife, who we know as the Gem, we had said, should I let someone else do it or should I do it and come out there with the microphone? But in the end, I wanted to do it. I'm not sure if it'll be the same for football. I mean, it's quite a long walk in 2 years if Alex is still there, and I don't know. That's in the future. I don't think I can do both on that day. But
play that one by ear. We met to talk a little business about 4 years ago when I had this crazy idea of putting this magazine together for this town. And we sat in Jay's basement, and we were trying to figure out ways that he might contribute. And wow, have you contributed. We have put together 48 issues, 48 months of content, and in each and every issue of Westwood Living since we launched in May of 2022, on the last page has been the article Westward, which is written each month by Jay. And you put a lot of thought into it. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's cynical, sometimes it's serious. Just give me your thought process about why you wanted to engage that way and how you go through each month deciding which way you're going to go.
As a business person who spends most of Monday through Friday just working and getting things done for a small business, the creative part of me started to come out about 15 years ago, and I wrote a column for the Westwood Press, which is a now long gone broadsheet paper newspaper. Remember those kids? And that lasted for a few years. I really found I enjoyed writing. I like the opinion side of it. I was inspired by the Andy Rooneys and people like that, opinion guys, funny guys, Dave Barry. And when the opportunity came with you, Tom, and to start the magazine, I said, I think I know what I could do to contribute, because it's good for a magazine like Westwood Living, which is so important to unite the town and unite business to business, to also have a few voices that are a little different than some of the voices that are in there, and to be somebody who could add something to the emotions or the opinions of what's going on.
Well, the beauty of it for me, this is one of our most recent ones, is that much like in Sports Illustrated, you'd flip open to the last page and you'd see Rick Riley. Now you flip open to the last page and you see Westward. So if you haven't dug in and read some of Jay's stuff, I highly recommend that you do so in print. And also on our website, westwood-living.com, there's a whole archive that says Jay Richa's Westward. And now that has expanded to include his coverage of our sports scene. Every 1st and 15th of the month, we get a column from Jay. Just got one a couple of days ago as we hit March 15th. And that, of course, was about the in-between days, which is where we are right now.
We are right in between.
Time between winter sports
and spring sports. But there's a metaphor in there as the ages we are at, the parts of life we were at. You're in between, being a young kid and being an older person, and I suggest anybody to read it. What was it again? WestwoodLivingSports.com.
Yes, WestwoodLivingSports.com is where you could find it, and just look for Jay Richa's Westward for sure. We didn't even tell you what we have teed up for tonight. It's not just the Jay and Tom show. We've got a great little roster of guests who will be joining us over the course of the hour. After our first break, we're going to be joined by Nikki Delaney and Katie Callahan, who are going to talk specifically about the Athletic Alumni Golf Outing, which is coming up on April 24th. And then in our third segment, we're going to welcome 3 Westwood High School students. And this is a little bit different. 2 of them are athletes. We have Haley Chen from the volleyball team. We have Mia Heppelman, who's on the cheer team, of course, and also gymnastics. And Anna Theophilou, who is...
I think you got it right.
I think I did. Theophilou. It's supposed to be said phonetically. You've seen her write as well in Westwood Living in our Wolverines View column. Her most recent column, which you'll see in April, inspired me to invite them to join us on tonight's show. That's all I'll say. It's a very intriguing topic and 3 very impressive high school kids. So you ready to go? You buckled in? You all set?
I am buckled in. I'm all set, and I'm looking forward to our last segment, which we'll talk about a little later. Got something special for you.
Yes, that is Jay Risha. I'm Tom Lydon. Stay with us. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We will welcome Nikki Delaney and Katie Callahan. It is the Westwood Living Sports Show presented by Nightingale Wealth Solutions, coming to you live from Camellas right here in Westwood. Don't go anywhere.
As an independent boutique financial planning and wealth management firm that is women-owned and operated, we offer a unique approach that sets us apart from others in the industry. At our firm, we prioritize providing dedicated care and service to each of our clients. This means that our advisors have ample time to get to know you and your family and be there to support you when you need it the most. And that's what we do at Nightingale, ensuring every client has the peace of mind they deserve, knowing we have their back.
Nothing in sports happens without commitment. You have to commit to prepare. You have to commit to compete. And when the game is on the line, you have to commit to making a decision and trust your preparation. The same is true when it comes to orthodontics. When you commit to improving your smile, you're making a commitment to a better life. Your mouth is the front door to your health. And who doesn't love showing off a beautiful smile when you're celebrating with friends and teammates? Arch Orthodontics is committed to you and being part of creating an even better you. When you're ready to commit, you know who to call.
Camella started in 1988 in Wellesley. We opened here in 2014. Our most popular options are like people really like the chicken parm, eggplant parm, anything with our marinara sauce because it's nice and fresh, homemade. The meatballs are really good, so you could do like a meatball sub or spaghetti and meatballs. Like, of course, pizzas. Everyone likes like a classic cheese pizza.
At Dedham Health, we've got it all, including group exercise classes, swim lessons, free ongoing personal training, free childcare, sports conditioning, women's only amenities, cold plunge muscular recovery. See all we have to offer here at Dedham Health.
The Westwood Living Sports Show is brought to you by Nightingale Wealth Solutions. More than wealth solutions, new wealth traditions. Camellas, eat like our family. Brown Brothers Roofing, we treat your home like our castle. And Dedham Health and Athletic Complex, one body, one mind, one life.
Welcome back to the Westwood Living Sports Show, brought to you by Nightingale Wealth Solutions. Tom Lydon with Jay Risha tonight.
All right.
And this is
good to be here.
One of my more enjoyable segments every month because it's what we call the Nightingale Notebook, and you just get to chime in. You can just sort of parrot off your opinions as I go through the headlines from the past month.
Okay.
And naturally, what we'd like to do this month is almost reflect on what was achieved during the winter sports season. And there was a lot of really cool stuff that was achieved. So let's put a bow on the year. The boys hockey team, we're going to start there. 23-1, 20 wins, 3 losses, 1 tie. TVL champions, Division II Final Four. Now, Matt Siebert was the TVL Coach of the Year. Congratulations to Coach. Nolan Lewis was named the TVL's Most Valuable Player, and Sean Joyce was the Goaltender of the Year. Matty Donovan, Brian Sullivan joined them on the All-TVL squad. You had a chance to see this team a few times. Your thoughts?
I surely did, and you didn't mention 43 years in a row making the postseason, which apparently nobody in America, no other high school can claim that. 43 years in a row to the playoffs. Unbelievable. A great team. I was lucky enough to get to watch a few games, and I think the sky's the limit. They had a limited amount of seniors.
Yeah, a
Imagine
lot of people
next year.
coming back. It's going to be very impressive, as will the girls hockey team. Now, I'm not allowed to spoil anything, nor do I know who was named MVP, if anybody, or All-League, if anybody. But I can tell you this. The girls went 21-2. They once again won the TVL championship. Unfortunately, very tough loss to Medfield in the Elite Eight. Medfield is a pesky team that has done that many times to this Westwood girls hockey team, but a phenomenal season at 21-2, and I expect a number of postseason honors will be announced at their banquet, which is tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, excellent. Yeah, a little bit of a shock and surprise not to go farther, but what a great season. It doesn't take away from the amazing season and run they had. And Jennifer Lynn, with how many shutouts in a row?
She had 12
That's right.
shutouts this year, which is
you don't
incredible.
See that.
Another TVL Arch champion, the boys basketball team. They finished 15-7 overall, 8-2 in the TVL, and once again, another most valuable player in the Tri-Valley League. That goes to Robert Liriano Alejandro. Ty Pindell and Adrian Ortiz also named TVL All-Stars. The girls basketball team, you do PA for both of these teams. Girls went 9-13. They did win a playoff game. It was good to see them sneak in there. Right, they won that first playoff game. They lost to a very powerful Foxborough team, but Lizzie Weeman and Julie Hogan both named all TVL. You saw some of those games in person too, both boys and girls.
Yes, enjoyed calling their games, both the boys and the girls. Exciting squads, and I'm looking forward to next year and see if they can go even farther.
Track and field, the boys 1-4, the girls 3-2. Jaden Pollard, though, named the TVL MVP. Lots of girls named with all-league honors. Maeve Gavin, Caitlin Tigner, Haley Cashman, Susanna Rockers, all of them recognized with all-league honors. The swim team, first of all, shout out to the coach of the year, Mary Holt Wilson. The girls went 6-1, second in the TVL to Dover Sherburne. Michelle Asrian, Ryan Colleran both earn all-league honors. The boys team 6-1, TVL champs. And listen to this roster of all TVL All-Stars. Shane McDonald, Dennis Lykodid, Michael Aljamal, Vincent Willis, and Ethan Lee, who we had here last month. All of them TVL All-Stars. Just very impressive, great season.
Very impressive.
Wrap it up with the skiing. Dylan Mandeville and Mila Mandeville, Chloe Sue, all qualified for the States. At the end of the competition, Westwood finished 10th in Massachusetts, so good luck to Chloe Sue. She's going to be skiing at Colgate next year. Gymnastics, a number of impressive individual efforts, most notably from Bella Heppelman. We're going to have Bella's sister Mia with us here in a few minutes. Bella's recap, very thorough on westwoodlivingsports.com. I highly recommend you read it. Add it up. Get this. Unofficial numbers, but we do our best. That is a combined record of 81, 33, and 1 for the winter sports season. So the fall was 69, 37, and 10. Add it all together, 150 wins, 70 losses, and 11 ties so far this year.
I'll tell you, 673, I see it there as a winning percentage. Westwood has won some Dalton trophies over the years as the best, most winningest high school in Eastern Mass. I don't know if this could be another one of those years, but it's impressive to see numbers like this.
673 is good. That is the Nightingale Notebook. Nightingale Wealth Solutions, our presenting partner. Trust your financial future to the team at Nightingale. More than financial advisors, guidance and support you would expect from a fiduciary advisor outside of anyone who shares a last name with you. Nightingale cares about you the most. Shift now our attention to Hall of Fame. And I don't know if you had the chance last month to witness our launch of the Hall of Fame showcase on westwoodlivingsports.com, but wow, it was a labor of love, but we got it done. More than 250 pages of incredible information, and this is how you can learn more and dive into the Westwood High School Sports Hall of Fame.
When you land on westwood-living.com, take a few simple steps. Click on the sports page, and of course, you can get directly to the sports page by typing in westwoodlivingsports.com. When you're on the main sports page, you'll see Hall of Fame in the header. This is your doorway to a treasure trove of information celebrating the greatest athletes to ever wear the green and white of Westwood High School. Brought to you by Dedham Health and Athletic Complex. The Sports Hall of Fame was born in 1993. In the 33 years since, more than 220 people have been honored: coaches, administrators, and student athletes. 18 separate induction classes, men and women, nearly every sport represented. What you'll see here is a searchable database where you can track down the person you'd like to find a number of ways. You can find inductees by enshrinement class. You can also find inductees by the sports they played in high school. And of course, you can find inductees by simply searching their name. So let's say you want to search by class. Let's pick the induction class of 2021. When you land on that page, you will find all 10 people who were enshrined on November 20th, 2021. And yes, we have included a photo of each person from their time at Westwood High. Kelly Rich, you're the lucky one we use as an example. When we click on Kelly's name, we're taken to a page specifically dedicated to Kelly and everything she achieved athletically. More than 220 of these pages are at your disposal. A great way to learn so much about Westwood High School sports history. And so many ways to get there. Very simply, westwood-living.com/Hall of Fame or westwoodlivingsports.com. The brand new Westwood High School Sports Hall of Fame Showcase, presented by Dedham Health and Athletic Complex.
It's pretty ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, you could say that again. And I did check it out, and it reminded me because I went to one of the induction ceremonies way back in high school as CYO president, and I think Ken Friscaldo may have had some honor as CYO for all he did for basketball, and so that's why I was invited. And it's a great thing that we do, and this is a great thing that you are doing now to have this website and showcase.
Well, my pleasure, as it is my pleasure to welcome to the Rat Pack Sports Desk two esteemed guests. Nikki Delaney and Katie Callahan are here, both members of Westwood High School's class of 1999. How are you ladies tonight?
Hello, how are you? Hi, how you doing? Thanks for having us.
Chickens.
So you have been surrounded by so many of these Hall of Famers. You were coached by a Hall of Fame basketball coach yourself. Just give us your thoughts about what it was like to be athletes in Westwood in the 90s and be surrounded by a lot of really good athletic talent.
Yeah, I was very blessed to play for Billy Riley. He's a legend. And then I got to play with, Andrea Barr, C. White, and so many more other people that just really changed the game and paved the way for some unbelievable championships and just kept the program going the way it is to this very day. So I'm very honored to be able to be part of it. And it was just awesome to play with them. So.
Katie, you guys go back a long time. What was it like? Were you friends in high school and it's withstood the test of time here?
We were, yes. Nikki and I met in 5th grade.
Wow.
And we were immediate friends on the basketball court. Yes. So it's been great. We had a lot of fun together and grew up together through the high school.
Yes.
So one of the things that we got to hop into right away is the fact that you two are really helping to spearhead what has become a great event, which is the Athletic Alumni Golf Outing, which this year is going to be the 24th, which is Friday, and it's at Brook Meadow. And it seems to have gotten more and more popular and more successful every year. So take us back a couple of years on how this all started and the task that you're undertaking to get people more aware of it and get them to come.
So 4 years ago it started. Al Jowdy and John Buckley, Mike Griffin, a couple of guys 4 years ago put it together. We have a wait list now. Year 4, here we are. Now we're looking to grow it. Next year we may have 2 courses going at the same time because there's a lot of people involved, which is great. And it all goes right back to the high school.
You benefited from this year, whether you know it or not.
How's that?
Because, and I don't know if, Nikki, you know this. You have to know this because you're like 10 feet away from it when you're coaching the girls' basketball team. The new scorers table.
Oh, the new scorers table.
Was a result of
awesome.
the money that was raised, right? So let's talk a little bit more about how the money is raised and where it goes and how it does trickle down to the program.
Yeah, so we obviously like the foursomes and, you basically just, donate. There's raffles. It's just a really fun day. There's different people working different holes and just all Westwood alumni giving back to, the program that they played for. And each year we've grown. It's just insane how much it's taken off, and the money really does go back to the kids, and that's the most important thing. Obviously you could see the scores table this year was great, but it's little things like uniforms or just basically, like soccer nets, lacrosse stuff, like all that stuff. It goes back to the kids, and that's really what we do it for. And we just love all getting together and having a good time.
How many years you been coaching with the girls' basketball team?
This was my 4th season back at Westwood. Okay. I took a little bit of hiatus, coached at a few other schools, but love being back coaching the girls at Westwood. And we had a really fun season, and I already missed them.
Okay, so give me your thoughts on just coaching girls in the 2020s. What's the challenges that are associated with coaching high school kids?
Well, they're very stressed. I feel like they have a lot of outside stuff, college stuff, homework, everything going on, friends, just everything like that. And there's a lot of pressure, but they really bond together and they have a really great time. And they really just enjoy being there. But they're just a lot of fun. Like I always call them ding dongs. I really do, but I really enjoy hanging out with them, and they're just funny, and they're really, really great kids. And all the athletes in Westwood, I think, are really great kids.
Katie, you got any good stories from the 90s that you can share? Some of your
pretty
favorite
great.
game?
My senior year, Leslie Frank came in. It was my senior. Her first year coaching was my senior year, and now she blew up Westwood with lacrosse, which was just awesome. And now my daughter, an 8th grader, plays for Leslie's daughter, Meredith. It's just crazy the cycle, how it comes back.
Well, yeah,
it's pretty cool.
We got a chance to see Maeve on the ice, and Maeve's a little 8th grader, and she was undaunted, which was impressive to me. And I saw a number of 8th graders who were undaunted by their opportunity, which I think is a cool opportunity in this town, that if you need the players, you can dip it back down into the middle school. What was her experience like? What does Maeve tell you about going all the way to the Elite 8?
There was nothing like the girls hockey team. The group of girls is so special, and the coaching, everything about it was just awesome this year. And it's a heartbreaking ending, but it was great. Maeve had what a great opportunity. It was incredible. And she has 4 more years ahead of her, which is great. And it's a young team, so we're excited for what's to come.
If you do have the good fortune of going to this golf outing, which is the 24th of April, my personal favorite thing that happens on this day is at the first practice green, they set up about 25 liquor bottles, and you pick which one you want to aim for. And you obviously have to give, $10, $20 for an entry. But if you hit the liquor bottle, you get to take it home.
Yes.
Whoever idea that was a good idea. Whose
That
idea
guy.
was that? Who?
Might have been you?
No, it wasn't my
Oh,
idea.
it wasn't?
No,
Oh, I thought
don't give me any credit. No, I said I stole that idea.
Oh, you stole the idea.
And I gave it
Sounds
to
like-
another. I gave it to my buddy Butch.
I will tell you, it sounds like a John Buckley idea. I'm just going to throw that out.
Very possible.
Right, but there's some strategy involved there. It's like, do I go deep because that's the higher end liquor, or do I go for the one that's 10 feet away?
Sure, absolutely. I hope I can make it this year. I've been
Yeah, we
yelled
hope
at by
everyone
John Buckley
can.
a few times
And
when
come
I-
to Beacons after if you guys can't make the tournament. Evan and Ariane put on a good spread for us at Beacons in Walpole. So
Love it. All right, well, thank you for taking a few minutes and chatting with us about it and sharing some memories from the old days. That is Nikki Delaney and Katie Callahan. We appreciate your time, and we appreciate you sticking with us. We're going to take a quick break, and on the other side of the break, I'm going to be joined by 3 very impressive Westwood High School students. So don't go anywhere. We're about halfway through this edition of the Westwood Living Sports Show presented by Nightingale Wealth Solutions. We'll be right back. We are coming to you live from Camella's right here on High Street. Come on by, have a drink, have a slice of pizza. We'll be here till 8.
Absolutely.
I grew up right here in Islington, wearing the green and white for Westwood High. And those years taught me that every role matters. The unsung heroes, they complete the team. And that's at the heart of Neroli. From the cooks, to the servers, to the dishwashers, we're a team, delivering authentic Italian dishes to our community. I'm proud to sponsor our hometown teams, every player grinding it out, because I've been there. Teamwork built me. It built Neroli, and it's building Islington. So come join us for dinner, and let's cheer on our teams together.
From poverty to disease, conflict to environmental issues, the world faces complex challenges. That's why at Rotary, we unite people to find solutions. We're people of action. We support causes that foster collaboration, peace, and sustainable development. We empower communities to gain access to clean water, quality healthcare, and economic opportunity, breaking cycles of poverty and conflict. Learn more, find your cause, and take action at Rotary.org.
The Westwood Living Sports Show is brought to you by Nightingale Wealth Solutions. More than wealth solutions, new wealth traditions. Camellas, eat like our family. Brown Brothers Roofing, we treat your home like our castle. And Dedham Health and Athletic Complex, one body, one mind, one life.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Westwood Living Sports Show, presented by Nightingale Wealth Solutions. Tom Lydon and Jay Risha. And Jay, this is the segment of the program that I like to call our humbling moment. This is our trivia challenge brought to you by the Dedham Health and Athletic Complex, and this is where we welcome into the show the esteemed Evan Cardamino. How you doing, my man?
I'm good. How are you guys?
A little nervous. Morgan is not here. He typically is the one who answers these questions correctly as I flounder over here to the right, so please be kind.
He's not. He's been harsh on you guys. In the
I've tried my best,
so.
but Morgan's a tough cookie. He's like a sponge. He just has all the sports knowledge, but in honor of the March Madness, I figured I'd do a March Madness question for you guys.
Please just take it back to the 80s. If you take this back to the 80s, the two of us are going to
take the
clean
90s,
it up.
yeah.
The question is, which two states have never sent a single team to the men's NCAA basketball tournament for Division I?
States?
Not even to the
States.
tournament, huh?
Yep, there's two.
Well, one seems easy to me. One is jumping right out at me.
Well, hit it. What do you got?
Alaska.
That's correct. That's one.
I'm going to take a stab at this because our man there is from Dedham, but not Dedham, Massachusetts. He's from Dedham, Maine. So I'm going to go with the state of Maine.
I can't win. I can't win.
Did we get it right?
Yes, that's correct.
You got him.
I thought I had you. Yes.
So Maine and Alaska are the
Alaska
two
doesn't
states.
have a Division I
Good
team.
job, partner.
And Maine has a Division I team, but the Black Bears have never gone in their over 120-year history.
Yeah.
Wow.
America East Conference, maybe.
Yep, that's right.
Morgan, take that, my man.
All right.
I'm happy with that.
Good job, buddy. Yeah.
So we go from the trivia challenge to our Brown Brothers Roofing Play of the Month, and listen, the boys hockey team had an unbelievable run, and they could be very grateful that they had a brick wall between the pipes and Sean Joyce. They traveled down to Bourne, they beat Falmouth, and for that they earn our Brown Brothers Play of the Month.
Have three lines that they run.
Another great play by Johnson there.
Oh! Lady on the board with a rip from long distance. Working it in. Bengler has some space. Looking to shoot. He scores! Caleb Bengler brings it in and puts it in the net. O'Brien sends it towards the net. It's loose in front. And Willett puts it in the net. Willett, the sophomore, right on the doorstep, puts it in the net. 2-1 shot. Joyce with the save, and the Wolverines are on to the Final Four. Do you believe it? Question marks at the beginning of the season with resounding answers.
Fantastic run by the boys hockey team. It is my pleasure now to welcome to the Rat Pack Sports Desk three very impressive Westwood High School students, Anna Theophilou, Haley Chen, Mia Heppelman, and Anna you may be familiar with because Anna regularly writes for Westwood Living in our column, which is called Wolverine's View, which I greatly appreciate, by the way. We've never really had a chance to have a one-on-one conversation. Most of our conversations are by email. But one of the things we do is we work with the school and work with the school's newspaper to empower the kids to write a column. And I got to give you some credit, Anna. You've ruffled some feathers with some of your columns, which I love. I think it's great. So congratulations and thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
So Anna wrote a column, which you'll read in the April issue of Westwood Living. And as soon as I read it last week, I immediately invited the three of you to the set because the topic was entrepreneurship. And you spearheaded the launch of a new club along with Haley and Mia as well. So why don't I just turn it over to you and have you tell me a little bit about DECA and how you helped introduce that to Westwood and how it's taken off.
So originally Westwood didn't really have a business club, and there was a lot of student interest in entrepreneurship and finance and topics like that. And it had been a topic among students to start one, and At the beginning of this year, we decided that we wanted to try to register Westwood for DECA, and we missed the club fair, so it was hard to get traction for the club. But we ended up getting like 50 students to sign up, and now we have 30 coming to regular meetings, and we have a leadership team of 14, and there's a lot of student interest.
So that's incredible. Congratulations, by the way. And I know that we've spotlighted a couple of the kids who are in your club. We had Jaden Pollard here, who has Jaden's Dough. And we also showcased Ansh and Avik Sitaraju, who do the nut-free bakers. Haley, who I know because she was a teammate of my daughter Olivia on the volleyball team. She's a fellow center, so they've got that bond. By the way, how's the knee?
Knee's doing all right.
You're
yeah,
good?
Doing a ton of PT, yep.
Good. It's unfortunate injury during the volleyball season. But walk us through the entrepreneur endeavor that you took on and what it's all about. Because you have more than 100,000 followers on your TikTok account.
Yep, and I started my lifting TikTok account in 8th grade. And I had a passion for lifting. I was just starting out, a beginner, a lifter. And I thought it'd be cool to share my journey, and I just started posting TikToks, So over past 4 years, I've been posting every day consistently. I wanted to share my experience in lifting because I knew other people had a struggle, and I wanted people to have like a community of lifting, and I felt like that was really powerful to share my journey as well.
Has it made the rehab a little bit easier, having been exposed to weightlifting since a young age?
Yeah, I think it has actually, because my PT, the one I go to in High Bar, Nick Abatangelo, he's my PT trainer. He actually is a fellow Westwood alumni, so he trains me really hard every day, and I think having that past lifting experience really helps me with, my PT and my recovery.
Cool. We'll come back. We're going to recircle and ask you each another set of questions, but I want to get Mia involved here because Mia is on the cheer team. She's also on the gymnastics team. But what is really cool is you've got this great charcuterie business.
Yes.
And tell me how that started and how it's taken off and what your vision is.
Yeah, so it started last year. My parents host an annual pool oyster party, and they always hire somebody every single year to do the charcuterie board. And instead of having somebody one year, they decided last year to have me do it. And I ended up doing it. It turned out way better than I expected. And I thought I could actually make a business out of this and start a career on this. So from then, I started my business. It's now been growing more and more. And I just have a bigger client base every day. And I love doing it. I think it brings people together. And I just love doing it. I love working with food. And I love using my creativity through it. So yeah.
Sports question for you. The gymnastics team is interesting because you do have to work together with another school in Brookline. So you're known as the Brookwood Gymnastics Club. What's that like? And take me through your season because you don't necessarily get a lot of attention. And I just want to learn more about the team and what you took away from this winter season.
Yeah, I think gymnastics is very different from all the other sports because we don't have tryouts, so anybody can join, but I think you work on your personal skills, but you still become very connected as a team. We all cheer each other on. We all just want the best for each other and for everybody to grow in their own personal way. So while we may have not done the best score-wise throughout the season, I think as a team we've grown a lot, and everybody's advanced and gotten better in their own way, which I feel like is the most important thing.
Yeah, very cool. Well said. So I want to get back to Anna, who sort of spearheaded this club, about what do you talk about during the meetings? How do you get each other motivated? How do you share ideas? How do you inspire each other? And is that kind of your job to lead that meeting every time you get together?
Yeah, it's definitely a conjoint effort between me and Haley. And at the start of our season, we put together a big leadership team. The leadership team was originally only supposed to be 7 people, but since we found so much interest, we expanded it to 14 so that everyone could have a part of it. And the main pillars of DECA are leadership, entrepreneurship, finance, and hospitality, I believe. And we make our own curriculum because we didn't have access to the DECA curriculum for a long time. So me and Haley had been making our own slideshows with interactive activities and lectures on how hospitality works and how to create a team and how to get everyone to create a product and a business. And we've just been doing fun games and team slideshows, and it's been really great.
We try to do real life case studies. in our classrooms, we just run like, hey, if you had a LinkedIn, you try to get an internship, what would you put on your resume? What would you do? And a real life case study. So I feel like our team works so well together that we just work and lock in and try to do our best we can.
You're getting a head start because I will give you a little insight, and it's been funny to watch over the last couple of years for me. I can always tell when a college is telling their kids to connect with people in their community, because I can say, oh, Clemson had a class today, because like all the kids who went to Clemson will suddenly request to connect on LinkedIn. It's like, oh, Providence is having their meeting today, because all the Providence kids will do the same thing. So I'd recommend that. As soon as you can, kind of get that LinkedIn page going, because that really is the greatest networking tool as you're building a business. Has the DECA organization helped you think, Mia?
Yeah, I don't know much about it, but I definitely have heard great things about it, so.
What would be the words of advice that you give to young kids who just are raising their hand saying like, hey, I want to try something? Like, what kind of guidance do you give them?
We encourage them to join. We encourage everyone to join. It's really like, we want as many people as possible to have this opportunity, because Westwood High School doesn't really offer like economics classes, market dynamics till you're an upperclassman. So we've been encouraging definitely the younger grades to get involved earlier, because they don't have the same opportunities. And we're really excited to we're announcing at our meeting tomorrow that we are expanding DECA into mini courses for the middle school and the elementary schools to involve younger kids in business and entrepreneurship, because the elementary schools and middle schools don't provide that sort of like advancement.
Just broke some news. Right on. Breaking news on the sports show. I love it. And then, Haley, I can't let you get out of here without asking what it's like to see those numbers on TikTok just go crazy. Because I think you told me you're, 115,000 followers?
Yes, yeah.
I mean, at what point are you like, this is weird?
I mean, I still never really get used to it, but when I first started it and I started seeing more and more traction, I was like, wow, this is like something that could make a career out of, and I was just like super surprised. And I would never say to someone when you're starting an account or whatever you're posting, don't do it for the views or attention. You have to do it for like a passion. And I feel like it's really been a surprise. My first video that went viral, I was like, whoa, this is helping a lot of people. And I thought that was really big to me. I didn't really care about the numbers really, but once you can actually turn it to a job, I was like, wow, this is a crazy opportunity.
And is it only on TikTok?
I do some Instagram as well. Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead, give us the handles. How do we follow you?
It's Haley Lifts on Instagram, TikTok, and yeah, those are my main ones.
All right, I can't let Mia get out of here without giving a tip about when you're making a charcuterie board. What are the keys to a successful one?
Your layout, for sure. You have to start with the biggest ingredients and then move to the smallest. So all your breads and crackers and cheeses go first, and then you start with your filler ingredients later. And I think just customizing it to what the customer wants. A lot of the time I ask, what is your party going for? Do you have a theme? Where are you setting up, outside, inside? And then based on that, I customize it to what they want.
Awesome. Good stuff. Anna, you get to have the last word here, and I want to talk specifically with you about the process of writing and being engaged with the high school newspaper and having this opportunity to write for the magazine. What sort of feedback have you gotten? Because again, I think you wrote something about the substitute teacher situation,
yeah,
right?
freshman year.
And that created a little bit of buzz around town. So what sort of feedback do you get, and what is your motivation? What are you thinking when it's your opportunity to write a column?
I get a lot of positive feedback from the community, because I think that Westwood Living is an amazing outlet for students who kind of want to have more activism in the community. And I've had so many people come up to me and thanking me for my articles, and they were thanking those too. And it's kind of like being a voice for the community, and I really appreciate it.
Well, I did have a run-in with somebody recently who had seen you at a social event. And she's like, hey, I met one of the people who write for you. Her name is Anna. I'm like, oh, yeah, she's awesome. She goes, yeah, I'm the one who ruffles some feathers. And I'm like, I love that. So good job. And I know Jay loves that, too, because I've unfortunately had to give Jay the red light a couple of times on some political topics that he wanted to go off on. So as long as you don't go too political, we're good. So before we get out of here, don't leave the desk. We might throw it a break, but don't leave the desk, because we certainly have to get a picture of the four of us. I appreciate you joining us. That is Mia Heppelman, Haley Chen, and Anna Theophilou. And I just tried to rattle through that, and I didn't do it right. Theophilou, that is how you say it. So I appreciate all that you do, and I appreciate you joining us on the desk here tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. We are going to take a quick break, but when we come back, Jay's going to rejoin me. We've got our three things, our pizza box predictions, plenty to still do before we wrap up this episode of the Westwood Living Sports Show, presented by Nightingale Wealth Solutions. So don't go anywhere.
As an independent boutique financial planning and wealth management firm that is women-owned and operated, we offer a unique approach that sets us apart from others in the industry. At our firm, we prioritize providing dedicated care and service to each of our clients. This means that our advisors have ample time to get to know you and your family and be there to support you when you need it the most. And that's what we do at Nightingale, ensuring every client has the peace of mind they deserve, knowing we have their back.
Nothing in sports happens without commitment. You have to commit to prepare. You have to commit to compete. And when the game is on the line, you have to commit to making a decision and trust your preparation. The same is true when it comes to orthodontics. When you commit to improving your smile, you're making a commitment to a better life. Your mouth is the front door to your health. And who doesn't love showing off a beautiful smile when you're celebrating with friends and teammates? Arch Orthodontics is committed to you and being part of creating an even better you. When you're ready to commit, you know who to call.
Camilla started in 1988 in Wellesley. We opened here in 2014. Our most popular options are like people really like the chicken parm, eggplant parm, anything with our marinara sauce because it's nice and fresh, homemade. The meatballs are really good, so you could do like a meatball sub or spaghetti and meatballs. Like, of course, pizzas. Everyone likes like a classic cheese pizza.
At Dedham Health, we've got it all, including group exercise classes, swim lessons, free ongoing personal training, free childcare, sports conditioning, women's only amenities, cold plunge muscular recovery. See all we have to offer here at Dedham Health.
The Westwood Living Sports Show is brought to you by Nightingale Wealth Solutions. More than wealth solutions, new wealth traditions. Camellas, eat like our family. Brown Brothers Roofing, we treat your home like our castle. And Dedham Health and Athletic Complex, one body, one mind, one life.
We have the pizza boxes, which means it's time for the pizza box prediction. Get you set up right
thank
there.
you. You can tell that I'm not doing this every month.
But this is the first chance you have to do your pizza box prediction. And being the visitor, you have the choice of going first or second.
You know, I think I'll go second.
You're going to go
I'll
second.
be the home team.
Listen, I do not know the answer to this, what I'm about to predict. So it truly is a prediction. I have no insider information, but I truly believe that tomorrow we will learn that Jennifer Lynn will be named the MVP of the Tri-Valley League. 12 shutouts, an unbelievable season between the pipes for the girls hockey team. So my hope is that Jennifer gets named MVP, and my prediction is that Jennifer will be named MVP tomorrow. So cross your fingers. Hopefully that's going to be the case.
Okay, I think there's a good chance there, and I think we're on to mine, aren't we?
Yes.
Okay, well, how about this? I will hate Holliston as long as I live. Oh, look, Tom. I don't believe it. There's another one. I will still hate Holliston when I'm dead. So those are my pizza box predictions for the night. I apologize to anybody in that other town, or do I?
He has no red in his wardrobe.
I don't wear any red.
Or his closet.
It's Westwood green, folks.
Yeah, all good. So while we're talking about, personal traits and stuff like that, we thought it might be fun that you get to know us a little bit better, and we get to know each other a little bit better. And we just said, hey, just share 3 things about yourself that, maybe I don't know. So go ahead. What do you got? Should we
Sure.
do one at a time, like ping pong, or just bang out all 3?
Sure. Ping pong is a great game. I will go first. Here's one thing you may not know. I put a ton of Easter eggs of song lyrics into my columns. And Tom is thinking right now, oh, Jay, I already know that, because there's Billy Joel lyrics. I did a whole piece about Billy Joel. But the fact is, there are many more in there that you probably didn't catch. I put a ton of them in there. If you read my columns on Westwood Living, go look for those lyrics. Yes, they'll be from the 70s, 80s, and 90s more than today's stuff.
All good.
But that's what I love to do.
Okay. Point number 1 for Tom Lydon. I sang for a saint in the flesh. That is a true fact. On April 19th, 1989, I had the good fortune of singing for who is now Saint Pope John Paul II. And that's pretty cool. So that's a fact you may not have known.
How about that? All right, I've got one. I never had raw seafood until I was 27 years old. And thanks to the Gem, I've been exposed. In fact, we were getting ready for our wedding, and she took me to a place, and she said they have clams on the half shell. And I put it in my mouth, and I said, was this thing cooked? Because I almost gargled on the thing. Now I eat everything, and I love it. So thanks to her.
Point number 2, you may not know. I am the youngest of 27 cousins. Believe it or not, 27 cousins. My oldest cousin is 72, I think, right? 72 years old, and I am 53, so you can do the math there. But in those years, 27 Lydens and Nusses and
Imagine that.
Aluzis and Finnegans.
Imagine that. All right. Is there time for one more? Or
Yeah,
are we
go
moving
ahead.
on? Okay, I've got one more. I once drove over my wife's laptop by mistake, and it was a bag, and we were packing, and I backed up the car, and this bag was there, and I didn't think anything of it. A few days later, I get a call. Jay, something's up with my computer. It's all cracked. And I said, oh, that's what was in that bag. And the best part of the story when she was at the Apple Genius bar is that they had to call in like the old guy, like the guy didn't know how to do it, the second guy, third guy, fourth guy. They saved most of what was on there.
Sorry, Jem. Number 3 for me is I have a very weird trait is that I walk really fast. And that is a result of my father making me walk him home from the beach. When he came home from New York, he took the train to the bus to the beach, then we walked back from the beach to the house. And he walked very fast. In fact, sometimes now, Jay, I just run places. So, if I was at the chiropractor's today, and this is what led me to use this as my 3rd point, because I literally ran from the door of the chiropractor to my car. I'm 53 years old. I'm running around like an 8-year-old, but I still do it.
I like it. I thought it was just because you're very tall. But I say that
I like
about a lot of
getting
people.
places fast.
Yeah?
Here's
All right.
my question for you.
Go ahead.
The greatest sporting event you have seen in person.
Come again on that.
The greatest sporting event you have been in the arena or been in the stadium.
Oh, okay.
witnessed in
That I've
person.
been there in the arena. Okay. I have 2. And it's tough to compare, but I'm going to start with 1986 World Series, Game 5, when we beat the Mets.
You were feeling
We
good
beat the
then.
Mets, and we took a 3-2 lead, and it looked like the Red Sox were going to break that curse. We all know it didn't happen, but my second best memory is 2004 World Series. I went to Game 2 on that one, and that was a fait accompli. You knew they were going to crush the Cardinals, and they won the whole thing.
Fantastic. You got a question for me, or should I answer the same
I've
question?
got a different one. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, hit me.
Being friends for so long,
Yes.
knowing a lot about each other, working together, doing a lot of things together, I would like to know what stands out. What is one of your funnest memories of the times we've had together?
Well, the Jay Risha and Kendra Risha tailgate parties at Boston College are somewhat legendary. Now, they're up on the top level of the garage there, the Commonwealth Avenue garage, and I got to be honest, we're pretty strategic. We start at the Dumais and the Kilgariffs, and then we make our way over to the Rishas, and we kind of know what everyone's serving. So we saved little areas in our stomach for various places, but your Christmas Eve parties are legendary. You're just party people, so we're very grateful to have you as friends.
All right. I like that. That's good to hear. Thank you.
All right. We're going to bring in now Evan Cardamino because we're going to do our 3 things segment. And what we decided to do is have Evan kick us off with his thing so we indeed would have 3. So, Evan, hit us. What you got?
Hey, so my thing is that I'm getting excited for the spring season. It's coming up. We just did the schedule. We sent it to the students. I know, Tom, you have it. First game I'm filming is boys baseball versus Dedham on March 30th, pending no schedule changes in my world. So I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. It's one of the busiest times of the year. We cover 8 sports, but always a fun season, especially with the weather getting warmer.
Going to be good. All right. Actually kicks off not baseball, but the first games are actually next Friday, believe it or not, March 27th. My thing's simple, and you've seen it reflected here tonight. It's about community, and it's about support, and it's about needing each other to make all of this happen. So if you're a local business owner and you're looking for a way to engage with the community, give me a call, because we could certainly use your support with what we do at Westwood Living. But even more importantly, the people who really need our support are the great people who put this show together. Maeve and Evan and Charlotte are here from Westwood Media Center. And what that group does is so vital to this town, and we need your help to keep it going at its full vibrancy. So reach out to us, and we will make something very cool happen for you in the way of sponsorship. That is my thing. We have reserved you time to share your thing. Just know that we got to get out of here by 7:50, 9:30.
Correct.
Hit it.
My thing is a bit of a poem. So let's go right into it. Imagine, if you will, the shock that spread across my face. With Morgan Donahue not here, I'm asked to take his place. How will I share in Westward style all of the things I think? In 3 minutes, insufficient. I haven't even had a drink. Inspired way back when by books, TV, and magazine. Dave Barry, Irma Bombeck. On Rick Riley, I was keen. Perhaps I'll just complain a lot and act like Andy Rooney. But viewers who don't know me, well, they might think me loony. I know. A poem I shall write. Charles Osgood, he'd be happy. At 14 beats per line, I'll entertain and not be sappy. What is it that could make me leave my house and brave this weather? It's local friends and sports, of course, that bring us all together. We're blessed with teams of championship dreams we follow all year long. Though Tom grew up with Giants, Yankees, Mets, and Jets, that's so wrong. Let's take a brief look at our squads and talk about their chances, and which might bring the glorious return of duckboat dances. The black and gold, I fear the fold. We've been let down before, so Pasta and his geeky mate must score, and score some more. Can the Bruins make the playoff bracket? Well, I won't guess. Nothing rhymes with Korpisalo or Swayman, and this particular stanza is a mess, like the Bruins. Soccer, I mean football season's back for MLS. Revs perpetually short on ultimate success. Fans are hopeful, whether they are Gen X or millennial. Patriotic spirit this year, it's our semi-quincentennial.
Oh, yes.
St. Patrick's Day was yesterday, but Celtics' luck remains. Jason, Jalen, Pritchard, White, three-pointers fall like rain. 18 banners, not enough, and I begin to wonder, could the East be won, and could we beat the Spurs or Thunder? Super Bowls are what Ann Michael uses when she bakes. Here in Westwood, somewhere there's a house that's hers and Drake's. Lombardi Trophy nearly found its way to Mass once more. Pats fans need to know just what the future has in store. At the Fens, we hope that hope again will spring eternal. Baseball knows it's time to cross that equinox so vernal. Hotshot Roman Anthony could take the Red Sox far, reminding us of Yaz or Manny, Poppy, Ted, Nomar. Here at home, the outlook's bright. I bet you know the reason. Westwood High School sports are cranking up for their spring season. Softball, baseball, tennis, track, and volleyball, so loud. 2 lacrosse teams hoping for that cheering of the crowd. Millis, Medway, Hopkinton, and Dover, Sherburne, Norwood, Norton, Bellingham, Tri-Valley foes. They think they're so good. Ashland, Dedham, Medfield, and that red one I won't name. All fed to the hungry Wolverines when Westwood brings their A game. Here's to the Wolverines in the spring sporting season.
Well done. And we will have that posted on westwoodlivingsports.com tonight. So please save the text and email it to me if you would not mind.
Absolutely.
On this fair night. Very well done. I appreciate it. And thank you for filling in. I know it was a lot of fun planning for the show, and it lived up to my expectation, and hopefully it lived up to your expectations as well.
Thank you for having me. This was a great fun night.
That is Jay Risha. I am Tom Lydon. As I said before, Maeve is here, Evan is here, Charlotte is here, Danielle and Peg are at the bar. We appreciate that. Catherine behind the bar, as always, our champion here at Camella's. Make sure you join us at our next show, which will be on Wednesday, April 15th. But for this one, we say farewell. He's got me in a very sappy mood where I feel I need to be lyrical. For Jay Risha, I'm Tom. This is the Westwood Living Sports Show, presented by Nightingale Wealth Solutions. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.